Amid the ongoing tensions between China and Japan, fresh audio recording of naval radio exchanges released by the Chinese state media, leaving more questions behind than answers. In a week marked by tense military encounters, according to the recording reportedly, Beijing claims it informed Tokyo in advance about carrier-led drills. That triggered the mid-air standoff between the two sides, between the Chinese and Japanese fighter jets earlier this week. We've been telling you about this. But Japan's defense minister has disputed that claim, saying China's message lacked essential details about the scope and the location of the exercise. Tokyo also saying Beijing failed to issue standard alerts meant to warn aircraft and vessels. The incident in question occurred earlier this week, where Japan alleged that Chinese J-15 jets activated fire control radar on Japanese F-15s flying in international airspace near Okinawa. A fire control radar basically is used to direct weapons towards a target. China has denied any wrongdoing, saying that carrier-based planes routinely switch on search radars during training flights to maintain safety. And this issue has grown even more tense as Japan scrambled fighter jets after spotting a joint Russian-Chinese air patrol over the Sea of Japan. Tokyo saying the operation poses a direct threat to its security and signals a coordinated display of strength aimed at Japan. The Japanese Defense Ministry, meanwhile, claiming that two Russian strategic bombers flew from the Sea of Japan into the East China Sea, where Chinese J-16 fighters later joined them. A lot happening, clearly. And images released by Japan's joint staff showing the Russian bombers and Chinese jets flying between Okinawa and Miyako Islands, an international waterway, but one of Japan's most sensitive zones. Japanese officials say 4 Chinese J-16 fighters linked up with the Russian aircraft after passing between Western Japan and South Korea. Just to break this down further, at the same time, Japan detected additional Russian activity in the Sea of Japan, including an early warning aircraft and 2 Su-30 fighters. Tokyo saying its air units responded immediately and enforced air defense procedures. South Korea also reported that 9 foreign military aircraft, 7 Russian and 2 Chinese, entered its air defense identification zone. Moscow and Beijing say these were routine flights and said the joint patrol near Japan lasted 8 hours. But these encounters coming against the backdrop of the rising political friction. Tension spiked after the Japanese Prime Minister, remember, told the parliament last month that a crisis in the Taiwan Strait could justify Japanese military involvement. Beijing condemned that statement as a breach of its red lines. China considers Taiwan part of its territory, remember, and has not ruled out using force to unify it with the mainland. Tensions along the Thailand-Cambodia border are reaching their highest level again as heavy fighting enters a 3rd consecutive day. Both countries exchanged intense artillery fire and airstrikes, forcing a massive wave of civilian evacuations on both sides of the front line. Authorities now say more than 500,000 people have been driven from their homes, seeking shelter in makeshift camps, temporary schools, military-protected safe zones. The escalation already claimed at least 13 lives, including soldiers and civilians, and the number is expected to rise as reports continue to come in from multiple disputed border areas. Officials in both Thailand and Cambodia are accusing each other of restarting the conflict. But there is still no sign of either side backing down. In one of the most serious incidents reported today, the Thai military saying rockets fired from Cambodia landed just meters away from a hospital in Surin province. Medical staff and patients were rushed into an underground bunker. As sirens blared, the hospital was temporarily evacuated. And now with the region again on the brink, President Trump saying he will place a phone call to leaders in Bangkok and Cambodia to halt the renewed fighting. First, listen to what he said.
And I hate to say this, one named Cambodia, Thailand, that had started up today. Tomorrow I'll have to make a phone call, and I think they'll get us. Who else could say, I'm going to make a phone call and stop a war of two very powerful countries, Thailand and Cambodia? They're going at it again. But I'll do it. So we're making peace through strength. That's what we're doing.
The Thai Ministry of Foreign Affairs, meanwhile, said that Bangkok will not accept third-party mediation at this stage and wants Cambodia to restore its confidence. They also said that while diplomatic talks with Cambodia will eventually resume, the timing is not now. The Thai foreign minister added that threats of trade or tariff consequences should not be used to pressure Bangkok into negotiations. In his words, it is up to Cambodia to take the first step if it truly wants to de-escalate the situation.
We don't think tariffs should be used to pressure Thailand to get back to the joint declaration, to get back to a dialogue process. No. I think the situation regarding Thailand and Cambodia has to be resolved on the basis of its own dynamics.
However, Cambodia is issuing a very different message. Its defense officials saying Thai forces were the ones who breached the border first, and that Cambodian troops are responding in self-defense. And they argue that any return to negotiations will only happen if Thailand agrees to recognize and respect previously negotiated boundaries. Now, these confrontations are now the deadliest since the month of July, when 5 days of fiercely intense fighting resulted in multiple casualties and widespread damage. After days of the stalemate back then, Washington stepped in, with Donald Trump claiming that he personally brokered a ceasefire after warning that tariff negotiations with both countries could be suspended if violence continued. Thailand and Cambodia have contested over sovereignty for more than a century. Fighting went on over ownership claims of historical sites, raised nationalist tension, notably in 2003 when rioters torched the Thai embassy and Thai businesses over an alleged remark by a Thai celebrity questioning jurisdiction over Cambodia's World Heritage listed temple. In fact, listen in.
A lot of things in mainland Southeast Asia. Ultimately, we can blame France. This boils down to a disagreement over where the land border between Cambodia and Thailand is supposed to lie, particularly around some culturally sensitive temples and religious sites. And at base is a map that the French authorities in Indochina basically foisted upon the Kingdom of Siam more than 100 years ago, and the Thais have always had objections to.
And for now, both nations insisting that they are defending their territory. Both blame each other for the new wave of violence. Both say that they are prepared for further military action if necessary. And amid the heightened tensions with Venezuela, the United States is doubling down on its military presence in the Caribbean Sea, raising the specter of a wider conflict in the region. The visuals on your screen are from a port in Puerto Rico. U.S. troops can be seen unloading trucks, armored vehicles, and heavy equipment from the military ships. And these are followed by U.S. Marines disembarking in large numbers. The deployment is part of the ongoing U.S. military positioning in the Caribbean Sea. Take a look. Just for context, this comes just a day after US President Donald Trump refused to rule out an American ground invasion in Venezuela. In an exclusive conversation with Politico, Trump did not explicitly deny plans to invade the country reportedly, and he warned that Maduro's days are numbered. And Trump also widened the scope of the so-called war on drugs. During the interview, the American leader was asked if he would carry out similar boat strikes against Mexico and Colombia, to which Trump reportedly replied, "Sure, I would," quote unquote. And these developments also follow America's months-long military campaign against alleged drug boats. Trump has lashed out at Venezuela and Colombia in the past, of course, for smuggling illegal drugs, as he alleges, and narcotics into the U.S. So far, the U.S. has carried out at least 22 military strikes against alleged drug boats, in which around 87 people have been killed.
Second one. I would like to do it almost immediately, and we'll have a quick second meeting.
To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.